morning, everyone. It is Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here. It is Thursday morning, and we have got a very active 24 hours ahead of us with lots of plates in the air, in the meteorological air, if you will. We've got to talk about a rapid freeze-up, flooding issues, the rain amounts, the amount of sleet and freezing rain that we could see, and even a potent little system as we kick off the weekend. But let's concentrate first on the next 24 hours. And first things first this morning, yeah, it's starting to rain across most of the region. Actually, already some bouts of heavy rain pushing into our television viewing area. Let's take just a quick closer look at this heavier precipitation. And yeah, it's going to pour rain for a while this morning. And this is going to be the kind of a thing where it's a true washout today, where it's just going to rain just about all day. There may be some times in which the rain is a little bit lighter than other times, but yeah, it is just going to be a soggy day today. Now, in addition to the flood watches that are already up for all of northern Ohio and western PA as well, the Weather Service last night did expand the winter weather advisory that was previously up for far northern Ohio to cover Trumbull and Mahoning as well. So we're under a flood watch and a winter weather advisory in Trumbull and Mahoning and points to the west and north. The reason for the winter weather advisory, mostly the rapid freeze up tonight. We're not expecting much snow at all, and the actual freezing rain and sleet amounts should be pretty modest. We're not expecting a big ice storm or anything like that. But because of the rapid freeze up tonight after a brief period of freezing rain and sleet, yeah, things could be pretty tricky on many surfaces out there overnight tonight. Now, it's not hard to find our front this morning, and this is a doozy of a front. You go from the 50s to the teens in a relatively short distance. So we're on the warm side of things right now, but of course that will change as we get into the late day hours and into tonight. So let's time things out. I'll back things up to this morning. Here's our high-res model showing the rain pushing through this morning. Now, the rain may let up in intensity for a time right around midday today, but either way, it's still going to be damp outside. And then more rain pushes back in for the afternoon. So this is the simulated radar at about 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Now, as we head past sunset, from northwest to southeast, the colder air is going to bleed in and change things over from just all rain to a brief period where we could have freezing rain and some sleet pellets. Now, again, this will occur first in our far northwestern areas, Bloomfield, Mesopotamia, down to Southington, and over towards Kinsman, Gustavus, places like that. Those are the places that will first experience something other than just plain rain this evening. And again, it's not going to be much. This isn't going to be the amount of freezing rain that a lot of us saw or the amount of sleet a lot of us saw a couple of weeks ago. But some sleet pellets, some freezing rain for a time this evening. This is the simulated radar right around midnight tonight. A lot of peaches and pinks on there. And yeah, we're going to have some sleet, a little freezing rain as temperatures drop below freezing. And this is when we have to watch out for surfaces starting to get pretty slick as we head towards midnight. So if you're going to be traveling this evening at 7 or 8 p.m., even though there might be a little bit of sleet out there for a time, I wouldn't be too worried about conditions that early in the night. It would be later in the night, towards midnight and beyond, as this cold front pushes in, that I'd be more concerned. So the temperature forecast real tricky across the area this evening. This is 8 or 7 o'clock this evening. Notice, we could have 55 in East Liverpool and close to freezing now up towards Bloomfield, Mesopotamia, places like that. So this is a sharp front. And so as it progresses south and east, temperatures will drop like a rock in all locations as the front makes progress, and it'll finally clear our area by about midnight. By about midnight, all of us should be back in the colder air, and that's why we'll see things other than just plain rain for a time as we head towards midnight tonight. Now, again, the ice amounts, the ice accretion on surfaces from actual precipitation, from freezing rain, will be very modest. A couple of hundredths of an inch. Trace amounts, maybe somewhat higher across the I-71 corridor, Cleveland to Mansfield. I'm not real concerned about the impacts from actual freezing rain and sleet. I'd be more concerned about the impacts from the freeze up overnight tonight. We're going to see a good amount of rain today, and then temperatures are going to drop very, very quickly tonight. In fact, rainfall amounts today, easily an inch, maybe even an inch and a half to, in some places, 2 inches. The prospect of 2 inches goes up from Columbus to Mount Vernon over towards the Mansfield area into New Philadelphia, Dover. And I guess I wouldn't be surprised if we approach 2 inches, especially in areas south of Interstate 80 before the day is through. So it is a lot of rain. And then, yeah, it's all going to try to freeze up anything that's still damp and wet tonight is going to try to freeze up as those temperatures take a plunge. All right, let's talk about the river flooding real quickly. Here's a look at some forecasts for some of the traditionally flood-prone areas along the Mahoning River. This is Eagle Creek near Braceville, expected to crest as we head through tonight at around 11 feet or so, and that would be in minor flood stage. This would not be major flooding at this specific location with Eagle Creek near Braceville. As we head over to the Mahoning River at Leavittsburg, now this is a different story here. Near Leavittsburg, we're expecting major flood stage here with a crest Friday morning or midday around 16 feet. Now that's important, the timing on this. There's always a lag when it comes to river flooding or there's often a lag, I should say, between the heavy rain and when the river crests. It's going to take a while for that crest to occur. So the heavy rains today, the crest of the Mahoning River here at Leavittsburg, perhaps in major flood stage, is going to be on Friday. Same idea once you go over towards Warren and Youngstown along the Mahoning River. At Warren, 13.2 feet, the expected crest Friday morning or very late tonight into Friday morning. That is very, very significant. Now, it's not record-breaking or anything like that, but it is significant. And here's a look at the Mahoning River at Youngstown, expected to crest at 18.5 feet. Now, that's moderate flood stage. But that being said, this would still be, if this were to verify, apologize, it's a little hard to see, but this would be the second highest crest on record. It's just off your screen here, but the record crest is out of reach. That was 26.5 feet in 1913, but this second highest crest of the Mahoning River at Youngstown on January 22nd, 1959 was 18.6. And again, our forecast crest right now is for about 18.5. So we're going to challenge that second place. So bottom line, no matter what the numbers are, if you live near the Mahoning River, and if you've lived there long enough to know it sometimes overflows its banks, it sometimes floods, and it sometimes can be impactful in your community, be ready for that and be ready maybe to seek higher ground and avoid the water as it rises tonight into tomorrow. The combination of snowmelt, the 1.5 plus worth of rain, and ice jams on the rivers, causing all sorts of backups on the river, and the combination of those three things makes this a pretty serious flood threat for those flood-prone areas along our area rivers. Now, I didn't mention a lot of our other rivers, such as the Shenango River and other major rivers, but we don't have gauges and official forecasts put out by the National Weather Service for a lot of our other rivers. We have them for the Ohio River down near East Liverpool, but we're not expecting flooding to be particularly problematic right now along the Ohio River. We're more concerned for the Mahoning River. And again, even though I didn't mention a lot of other creeks and streams and rivers, if you typically have some high water issues when we have a lot of rain, especially in the springtime, be ready to experience that over the next 24 to 36 hours. Again, a lot to keep track of today. We are your source for the most detail on all the impacts from this system as it pushes in. So I'll keep you updated on social media today, the Storm Tracker 21 app, and I will see you this evening on 21 News at 6 and 11. Have a great day.